Friends, good morning. Today we are going to discuss district central cooperative banks. In this topic, we have to consider the nature of district central cooperative banks, structure of district central cooperative banks, and functions of district central cooperative banks. All of us know that in the earlier lecture we have considered the functioning, problems, and progress of PACS, that is Primary Agricultural Cooperative Credit Societies. And after all, primary agricultural cooperative societies are the member of district central cooperative banks. While considering the nature of district central cooperative bank or structure of district central cooperative banks, district central cooperative banks are established at district level, and these banks are the organization of PACS as well as organization of other cooperative institutions also. Whichever institutions have been developed in a district are the member of district central cooperative banks. District central cooperative bank is such type of bank which establishes for solving the credit and other requirements of cooperative institutions developed in the district. And that's why, according to Maharashtra Cooperative Act 1960, district central cooperative banks have been established in our state. Satara District Central Cooperative Bank is the district central cooperative bank for Satara district cooperative institutions, and thus district central cooperative banks are working at district level, and they are the organization of primary level cooperative credit as well as non-credit cooperative institutions. And while considering the structure of district central cooperative bank, each district in our country, district central cooperative bank is there. At present, near about 372 district central cooperative banks are working in our country. And these banks are providing credit and credit facilities to the PACS as well as mobilize the deposits for the betterment of cooperative institutions working at district level. In detail, we will consider the functions performed by district central cooperative banks in our country. We understood the structure. District Central Cooperative Bank works at district level. District cooperative banks is the golden mean of PACS as well as state cooperative banks. At the earlier, we have considered the nature of credit cooperative institutions, in which we have considered that three-tier system, in which at the top level state cooperative banks are there, and the bottom level PACS are there. In the middle stage, we may find district central cooperative banks. In another words, we can say district central cooperative banks are working at district level, and the management of district central cooperative bank is run through the board of directors. Chairman is there, vice chairman is there, members of the board of directors are there. So many departments they have to establish for day-to-day functioning of district central cooperative banks. Agriculture department is there, account department is there, as well as audit department also available in district central cooperative banks. If you visit Satara District Central Cooperative Bank's head office, you may have to realize the nature as well as management of district central cooperative banks. Okay. Now we are going to discuss the functions performed by district central cooperative banks in our country. First function is to meet the credit requirements of PACS. All of us know that PACS are working at village level, and majority of the farmers who are the members of the PACS do not have economic condition to fulfill the needs, credit requirements of the farm, and that's why PACS cannot provide sufficient finance to each and every farmers. That's why PACS are depend upon district central cooperatives finance, and that's why this is one of the most important function to provide the loan facilities to the PACS, isn't it? Second function is to provide ordinary commercial banking services. District central cooperative banks are not providing only the credit requirements of PACS. They are doing their business, which business has been done by commercial banks in our society. That is to accept the deposits, to provide the loans to the businessmen as well as the self-reliance persons as well as small scale industries. These are the functions performed by district central cooperative bank. Common commercial bank provides the functions, same functions providing by the district central cooperative banks. Third one function is to mobilize deposits from members and non-members. The total economic condition or total capital accumulation process of district central cooperative bank is through the mobilizing deposits, and district central cooperative banks, with the help of their branches, they are mobilizing deposits from members. Who are the members? PACs and other cooperative institutions are the members of district central cooperative banks. District central cooperative banks deposits mobilized from these members, as well as nowadays majority of the finance is provided to district central cooperative banks to non-members deposits. Non-members deposits are increasing day by day. For example, I will give you one example that Satara District Central Cooperative Bank is working with its 294 branches, and these 294 branches are covered total Satara district, rural as well as urban area. And within the rural and urban branches, Satara District Central Cooperative Banks mobilize crores of rupees deposits. If you look after the balance sheet as well as annual report of Satara District Central Cooperative Banks, you may realize the deposit mobilized by Satara District Central Cooperative Banks. The functioning as well as performance of District Central Cooperative Banks denotes the size of deposits mobilized by the District Central Cooperative Banks from the members and non-members. This is efficiency based work, efficiency based function, and this function has been performed actively in Maharashtra state particularly. Fourth one function is to provide training facilities to the staff of the banks at district level. It is most important to provide the training facilities to the staff of the banks. All of us know that in our country there are 372 banks with their thousands of branches, and the staff which is working at District Central Cooperative Bank and its branches should be given training. Without training, they can't work efficiently, and that's why training is provided by the District Central Cooperative Banks, and it assumes that each District Central Cooperative Bank has to provide the training facilities to the staff at district level. For example, in Satara district, we have established Yashwantrao Chauhan Training Center at Satara, Powai Naka, for giving training to the staff of the banks of District Central Cooperative Banks. And this center works since last 15 to 20 years. Next one function is to provide guidance to PACs for fund investment. This is the most important function of District Central Cooperative Banks, to give proper guidance to the PACs for their development. All of us know that PACs are working at village level, and village level PACs and their staff as well as the members do not know how to behave in the cooperative institutions, and that's why what are the rules and regulations of running cooperative institution, what are the obligations of duties of a members, and that's why duties regarding fund mobilization, fund investment, as well as the total development of particular PACs guidelines are necessary, and such a type of guidance is given by District Central Cooperative Banks in all over India. Next one function is to work as a friend, philosopher and guide. It means District Central Cooperative Bank works at district level, and this is the duty of District Central Cooperative Bank to give proper guidelines for the cooperative institutions developed within the district. These institutions may be differ from one another. Credit cooperatives are there, PACs are there, processing cooperatives are there, consumer cooperatives are there, marketing cooperatives are there, cooperative sugar factories are there. All these cooperative institutions should develop. When all these cooperative institutions should develop systematically, the cooperative development takes place in a district, and after developing cooperative institutions within the districts, the rural development takes place of particular districts, and that's why the major duty of District Central Cooperative Bank is to work as a friend. It means they can District Central Cooperative Bank can realize the problems faced by the cooperative institutions working at district level as a friendly. Philosopher means give proper guidelines, ideology, ideal functioning of a particular cooperative institution should be given by the district central cooperative bank. And to guide means to give proper guidelines as well as to find out the mistakes made by the cooperative institutions at district level as well as in the rural areas. Next one function is to develop cooperative movement within the districts. Just I told you that district central cooperative banks are the most important middlemen of state cooperative banks and PACs, and that's why district central cooperative banks should develop cooperative movement within the district. For developing variety of cooperative institutions in the district, finance, guidance as well as other technical assistance should be provided by district central cooperative banks. In this connection, I will give you one example that our Satara district central cooperative bank has made considerable progress and actively played the role in the development of cooperative movement in Satara district, and that's why for developing all sort of cooperative institutions, district central cooperative bank has to play a vital role, and the activeness as well as role played by district central cooperative banks denotes the development of cooperative institutions within the districts, and that's why district central cooperative bank has to play vital role in developing district in respect of cooperative movement as well as the institutions of the cooperative sector. Next one function is to supervise on the cooperative institutions in the districts. Not only the development, guidance as well as to find out the mistake is the function of district central cooperative bank. It is most important to supervise all the cooperative institutions with the help of cooperative unions as well as with the help of cooperative department. District central cooperative bank has to supervise the day-to-day functioning of cooperative banks, cooperative institutions and cooperative banks developed in the districts. Whichever credit has been provided by district central cooperative bank should be supervised. Otherwise, misuse of loan we may find in a district or in a primary level cooperative institution. That's why along with the credit supervision, guidance as well as the working of primary level cooperative institutions, supervision is necessary, and it is expected that district central cooperative bank can work actively to supervise on the primary level cooperative institutions developed in the districts. Next one, to implement government policy regarding rural and urban development. All of us know that Maharashtra is progressive state in respect of cooperative department, in respect of cooperative movement, and cooperative department as well as Department of Cooperation has made the considerable progress. And in this connection, Maharashtra, whichever policy as well as schemes announced by Maharashtra government in respect of rural and urban development, all these schemes are launched through district central cooperative banks. The major responsibility of district central cooperative bank is to implement the government schemes through a variety of branches of district central cooperative banks. It means Maharashtra is such a type of state in which we have seen cooperative movement, progress of cooperative movement on larger scale, and the schemes launched by state government are actively implemented in a rural as well as urban area for their development through the district central cooperative banks. It means cooperative department and cooperative institutions, particularly district central cooperative banks, plays vital role in implementing government schemes and policy in the rural and urban development. This is necessary for rural and urban development. When we provide the variety of schemes to the rural people, urban people, needy people, the rural development, urban development takes place, and that's why in nutshell we can say district central cooperative can develop district, rural as well as urban areas with the help of variety of functions. Credit requirement is one of them, but along with credit requirement, overall development of a district with the help of variety of cooperative institutions developed in the district the role played by district bank is most important. And I proudly say that in Maharashtra state, majority of the district central cooperative banks have played a vital role in respect of molding rural as well as urban development of our state. And that's why we have to consider here the role as well as functions performed by district central cooperative banks are most important for developing rural as well as urban Maharashtra. And in this connection, we may have to consider the functions performed by district central cooperative bank. All these functions are most important functions for rural as well as urban development. Thus, today we have discussed the variety of functions performed by district central cooperative banks, and on the next lecture we will consider the progress as well as problems faced by district central cooperative banks in our country. Thanks.